Todd Marushin, drummer of the Wings. How's it going?
It's going great, man. How are you?
Doing well. So, we just wanted to get a little bit of your past. Can you tell us how you met or joined the Wings?
Yeah, sure. I ran into the Wings on Facebook. I like to go through some videos once in a while and see some of the local acts like PB&J and Remnant Soul, some of those bands out there. And I happened to run across these two guys rehearsing with a drum machine and a dummy behind the drum kit. And I was like, those guys need a drummer, man. And I called them, I messaged them, and they ignored me. And I messaged them again later, and off she went.
What kind of style what kind of style would you think your drumming style is? I mean, do you have a particular style that you enjoy to play? Like, I mean, I consider the Wings like a punk rock sort of band, fast and loud sort of thing, you know. But what kind of style is your personal drumming style? What are your influences on your drums?
My personal influences, the kind of drumming I really like is stuff like Brian St. Pierre from Hum. The Electra 2000 album has some terrific drumming on it, and I've always loved to kind of model myself after that when I play original music, when I get to play the way I like to play. And his style is really wide open and really free and wide open. You can kind of hear it when he's playing, and I really enjoy playing like that. And I thought that that was kind of what I thought the Wings needed when I ran into them.
And then when you first started music, was drums your number one instrument? Was that the drums? You started out on the drums?
No, actually the first instrument I played was guitar, and I got one when I was 5, and my brother threw it off the bunk bed and broke it in about 1 billion pieces, like days after I got it. And it took a very long time for me to get another one, but my folks...
Oh, I bet you were pissed. Were you pissed?
You know, I think I was really upset, and I know I cried for a long time. I was really pretty, yeah. But I think my dad might have been more mad about it even than I was.
Was he your older brother or younger brother who tossed it?
My younger brother.
Oh, your younger brother, so you really couldn't do anything about it. He was younger than you.
I know, he really didn't realize.
Oh, okay, all right, I get it. It wasn't an older brother messing with you. It was the younger brother just being a younger brother, and he tossed your guitar.
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was my younger brother.
Yeah. And then, okay, so that ended your guitar, or what happened then after that?
I kept asking for guitars all the time. Eventually I got another one, and I cut that one to kind of make it look like a flying V with a saw. And my mom got mad at me, and then it took a long time to get another one. And finally, my mom just bought me an electric guitar for Christmas one year, and that was a Hondo too. Oh man, I love that thing. That was so fun.
Well, okay, the guitar that you chopped up, what body style was it when you first got it?
It was an acoustic.
Oh, it was an acoustic?
Yeah.
So you chopped up an acoustic into a flying V?
Pretty much, or I tried to.
Did it work?
No, it did not work. I was unsuccessful.
Maybe that was why she was mad.
It was very unsuccessful.
Okay, so after you chopped up your acoustic to turn into a V unsuccessfully, then you had to wait to get the Hondo 2. What kind of body style was the Hondo?
Les Paul.
A Les Paul?
Yes.
Wow.
It was nice, actually, for what it was.
So you're initially a guitar player at heart.
At heart, I would say I'm a guitar player. I use the guitar player reference.
Okay. And then, okay, so, all right, so you grew up a guitar player. And then at what point did you branch out? Did you play bass as well, or did you just switch to drums or add drums at some point?
I just added the drums at some point. I just started hitting like pots and pans and tabletops and made drum sets out of chalkboards and bulletin boards.
Just for fun, or was
Yeah.
there an inspiration when you were back then? Any drummers that you thought were cool, or you just started banging on stuff?
No, I just started banging on stuff. There wasn't really a drummer yet at that time. The only song I can really remember hearing to that point that I thought the drums were interesting in was one called "Grazing in the Grass." It was a older song, but it had a drum break in it. And I'll never forget that drum break. It used to come on the radio all the time. I'll never forget that drum break, and that kind of inspired me to kind of want to hear what it would sound like to do that, I guess. And I just started making these drum kits out of these silly things and having these live shows. for my parents.
Making drums. What do you mean, making drums?
Just out of anything.
Okay.
Boards, like I said, desktops, boards. I had pans and lids, pan lids, plastic buckets, everything in this big circle around me, and I would just roll around it, and I would go upstairs and give my mom and dad tickets that I made, and
Okay.
I'd say, well, you gotta come downstairs in an hour, you gotta watch my show, and they would come down.
At what age were you doing that?
Maybe 10.
10. Okay. And then those are the concerts that you mentioned, the little concerts.
Yeah.
Okay. And just the parents, any other neighborhood kids, or just the parents, or
No, I used to throw.
little brother?
My little brother used to come down. He used to harass me a little bit. I did used to throw some really cool lip sync things in my backyard and give away tickets to them.
Really?
Yes, I did.
So you were a promoter at 10.
I don't know about a promoter, but I
You
wanted
were promoting
to,
a show, right?
I guess I was. Yeah, you could say that. I
Wow.
was out there running around. I did an Alice Cooper one. My mom made the costumes, and we built the guillotine. And
So wait a minute, back up. You put on an Alice Cooper lip syncing show in your backyard.
yes,
Wow, that's incredible. At what age were you?
it was right around 10.
Right around 10?
Yeah, maybe 12. Somewhere.
And who showed up to that backyard?
There was probably, I would say, maybe 20, 25 people came.
Oh my
came out
God.
and saw a whole
That's
bunch of
freaking
people.
cool, man.
Yeah, it was. My mom had these boots, these really long boots, and she painted on the side in red. She painted Alice on each side. And then I had the full makeup, and I had a wig and this sparkly thing.
Okay, now we need a picture. Do you have any pictures from you as Alice?
I don't. I have no pictures like that.
Oh man. That
No
sucks.
pictures like that at all.
So you had already started drums by that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, banging on stuff.
Yeah.
At what point did you get a drum set? I mean, you were still playing guitar, right?
Right, yep. I got a drum set. My first drum kit I got babysitting. I was babysitting the next door neighbor before he went to school in the morning, and I was making a little bit of money to get a drum set from a friend of mine. An old used mixed stuff that had all kinds of different drums hooked up to it. But
So you bought a used drum set from the neighbor kid?
yep.
And then, so you had decided, I mean, you could have bought yourself a new electric guitar, but you had decided to switch to drums?
Well, I think I wanted to know how to play both of them.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was.
Because you had the Hondo already,
Right,
so you had electric guitar.
right.
And then what kind of amp did you play through back then?
Oh, I think it was like a realistic solid state with like a one volume button and a tone button on it. And
Did you get distortion, or is it clean?
no, the only distortion I got out of it was when I turned it up
Okay.
all the way. And
All right, so you babysat, took the babysitting money, and you bought a drum kit from the neighborhood kid. What kind of drum set was it?
there was a whole bunch of different kinds. It was basically a CB700 shell kit that had a couple, I think, a Ludwig floor tom with it, and it had maybe a Ludwig tom with it, and then a bunch of what I thought was pretty nice cymbals. Probably had 5 or 6 cymbals with it.
Wow. So it was a complete drum set.
Yes.
For its time, do you remember what you paid for it out of babysitting money?
I think it was $150.
$150
Yeah.
for your first kid.
Yep.
All right, so then you brought the kit home. Were you excited, man?
I bought it piece by piece.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I bought it. The kid lived just a few blocks away from me, and I brought his dad. Said I can buy it, and he said the only way you can take it home early is piece by piece. So I started bringing home one drum at a time, and whatever amount of time it was, I had a complete drum kit.
Okay, all right. Wow. And so, by the time you finally got, like a full kit together, what were you doing? Were you playing more drums than guitar, or just switching both off and on?
I was playing drums with records a lot.
Okay.
That's where I started playing directly, like with
What kind of records were you putting
Kiss
on?
Alive 2.
Kiss Alive 2.
Kiss Alive 2 is the record I played with all the time.
Now, did you go for the drum solo in the God of Thunder song?
I went for it quite often. I wasn't
Could you
successful.
still remember parts of that drum solo if you had to recollect?
I could probably do the whole drum solo now.
Oh man, that would be cool to hear. That is
I
a
think I
cool
could
drum
do that.
solo.
The one that's on the record, I could.
That is cool.
I think that's cut up pretty bad. It's quite
Yeah,
a bit shorter,
yeah.
but
Well, to us that listen to it, I listened to that record as well, and I still remember that little drum solo, and that is a really cool little piece. But all right, so you started playing the drums to Kiss Alive 2, and that's basically where you learned to play the drums.
basically, I had one lesson, and the guy excused me and told me he wasn't going to be able to teach me anything.
Why? Because you're so good or so
I
bad?
don't know if it was. I think it was because he wasn't really a drum teacher. I think he was more of just a teacher, and he had a business that he was trying to run. And I was his first student. I know I was his first student because I was there when the school opened, and I went there as a drum student. And he sat me down and he had me play an Eagles song. Just play with this song, and he put on an Eagles song. I can't remember exactly what song it was, but it was an Eagles song. I know that. And I played it with the record. I made a few mistakes, but I didn't play it horribly. And he's
like, you're good.
Well,
I can't teach you anything.
he just, he said, well, do this. He had me do a couple more things. And then he said, I would love to be able to tell you to come on back, but I don't know if I can really teach you anything here. You'll probably have to go to another
So
school.
you basically self-taught drummer.
Pretty much, I would say, yeah.
And then, so then when did you first start jamming in bands? After, you got a little better playing, you graduated from playing with Kiss Alive 2, and then what was your first garage bands like? When did that happen?
I didn't really get to play in a garage band. I went right to the 50s band that I played in the Trashmen with.
Are you kidding me? You
No.
went from just nothing to playing with the Trashmen?
Yeah, my dad knew a guy that he dropped off some stuff through his job at work, and Gary invited. My dad said my son knows how to play the drums, and Gary had a band that was looking for a drummer, and Gary said, well, have him come down and play. Why not? What the heck? And I
How
went
old
there
were
and I
you
played.
about when this happened?
I was 17, I think. I wasn't even old enough to be playing in the bars yet.
So
but
the
I was playing.
Trashmen, let me give a little background to the people who are watching this. The Trashmen are a legendary surf band from Minnesota from the 60s that had a huge hit called
Surfing Bird.
Surfin' Bird, and it's been parodied. It's been on TV shows like Family Guy, and everyone's heard about the word,
It's got the really funny vocals.
Yeah, Surfing Bird is a very famous song. So you, at 17, played with the Trashmen, legendary surf band.
Yes,
Wow, that's a great way to start a career, man.
it is. It's exciting.
And then you were 17. So just sort of brush along your musical career. Like, give us some highlights, through that lead us sort of up to today. What are some of the standout things that you've done Were drums the main thing you've done all your musical career, or was it guitar?
Drums are the main thing. Drums are the thing that I've had the most success with. I've been fortunate enough to be able to play guitar a couple times with a couple bands and even play live a couple times, and it's been really fun. But I'm a little bit of a better drummer probably, and more, that's kind of what I do. And you know, it's been a great ride. You know, it's been a blast to do. You know.
So have you played a lot of bar bands and stuff like that throughout the years?
Yes. Yep.
Like top 40 bands or original bands?
Well, I played in the 50s band for a little while. I kind of skipped the top 40s band gigs. I played just a couple kind of hard rock gigs, cover band gigs. I'm not a cover artist. I'm an original drummer, so I've always had better luck playing original music. And so I've spent most of my time playing in original bands. Almost all of it, as a matter of fact, with the exception of the 50s.
Now, you've put out a CD or two with bands that you've been in, right?
Yep.
Okay, how many CDs have you been on that have been put out and released? 1, 2?
Off the top of my head, I think 6.
Whoa! Oh, okay, so you've got like a catalog of stuff you put out with other bands beside the Crow Wings. That's cool. That's great. So you've got a lot of experience in the studio then.
Yeah, playing a couple studios. That's a whole different animal.
Yeah, you got to have a really solid timing in the studio versus a live situation.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess that brings us basically up to the current. Like, you saw the Crow Wings doing their Rusty and Kat doing their thing, videos with the drum machine, and then you contacted them. What was that like when you first got together with Rusty and Kat?
Magic. I mean, I don't even, it was the first time I went down there and played with those guys, it was amazing. I kind of thought it would be because of the way their music was when I chose to go there and go play with them. It was amazing to me. I really liked the songs, and I knew that that was going to be something I was going to be able to do, and that I had a feeling that first practice was going to be like that, and that's exactly what it was. It was like a magic second moment.
And then, what did you guys do? So you joined the band, and it was the three of you, and then what did you guys do from there? What did you guys do at that point as a band?
We live streamed, and we wrote songs, we recorded CDs. We're making a CD
right now, and you're about to release a new CD.
Yep.
How many songs are on the CD?
10.
Are you sure? Yeah. So, okay. And then, you're a songwriter as well, right?
I can write a little bit. Yeah. I wouldn't push that.
Are you? Do you have any songs coming up that you're gonna have on this record, or?
None of mine on the record that I've written on the Crow Wings record.
Okay. What about future records?
Well, I think maybe I'll try to write something. My style is a little bit different from the Crow Wings when I write my own.
How so?
I think it's a little more folkier. I don't know how else to put it. My stuff is played mainly on acoustic guitar with not a lot of drums in it.
Okay, all right. And then, what is it about the Crow Wings that you think appeal to people? Like you guys have videos with 5,000-6,000, views and all that kind of stuff, like relatively new videos that you guys put out. what do you think is, why is the band taken off like it has? What's the appeal?
Well, I think the two gentlemen that are in front of the camera most often are the main appeal. Those guys, Cat and Rusty, are the guys. They put on a hell of a show up there. And it is one of the main things that drew me to the Crow Wings in the first place, was watching those two perform and the way the songs they write and the way they show up to play every time and the show they put on.
How would you describe the Crow Wings sound?
I would describe it as a one-of-a-kind sound. I don't really want to say it's anything, because I think it's kind of it's its own beast.
Well, if somebody is watching this and they've never heard the Crow Wings before, like give a general, how would you categorize their sound in general? Like, if somebody's unfamiliar with you guys at this point, and if they wanted to check you out, I mean, what kind of style are you guys?
I would say punk meets metal, hard.
Okay, all right. So, well, that's cool. Todd, thank you for your time. It's great talking to you and getting to know your backstory, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great night, man.
All right.